And welcome to the Nexus Gaming series. Here we are. We're going to be seeing All for Waifu versus Late Game, though. I'm joined by my teammate Carnivore. Carnivore, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Looking forward to some HGC. Two teams that we're pretty familiar with here in All for Waifu and Late Game, though.
Yeah, I'm excited to be seeing some Division C, just going back to our last season.
Yeah, and we actually played Late Game, though, in our semifinals after they beat All for Waifu in an upset, a 5-seed over a 4-seed, with a 2-0 victory. It was pretty surprising when it happened. Late Game, though, definitely improving, but having casted All for Waifu just a few days ago, I can say that All for Waifu has definitely kicked some of the problems they had last season, namely their drafts. That is, their drafts were very predictable. Their drafts were sometimes limited. When a certain hero got banned out, it really hurt them. But they've adjusted. They even without the hero being banned, they didn't pick it. They've broadened their hero pools. So I think All for Waifu's riding high.
Are we allowed to say who that hero is?
I'm intentionally being a bit vague because
Okay.
I mean,
I didn't know if anybody could stream snipe either.
I guess I'm fully aware that Late Game, though, knows who that hero is, considering Late
Yeah.
Game, though, banned that hero twice.
It
In
is
their
good to
series.
see them
Oh,
playing.
it seems like they got that strategy from someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And looking at their history this season, it looks like All for Waifu won previously against Clouded Minds, and Late Game though beat Frankfurters.
So Frankfurters
well.
actually resigned that game. I casted All for Waifu versus Clouded Minds.
I remember that one.
Yeah, I think were you casting that one with me?
I casted your game right after. I watched it though.
That was it. Yeah. But Late Game, though, their win actually came off a forfeit. So this is actually Late Game, those first set of the season. So they got to be anxious to get back out there and show the improvements they've made. Now, we are seeing an Arthas ban, which is a bit atypical for a first ban. I don't know how strong he is on this map. Maybe they're targeting a strategy that Waifu pulled out in that last series. But gonna grab the Dahaka. Always powerful on this map. We seem to think so. Anyway.
Yeah, he's definitely a great top laner. Besides just being able to potentially win the top lane, he gets that surprise attack where he can come down on the bottom, make something happen, where you ensure you capture the bottom shrine and potentially catch the kill.
And we are seeing a pretty fast draft as All for Waifu goes with the Nazebo Uther. This is something they showed on the Tomb of the Spider Queen. Then this is a great map for it. Dragonshire is a map that routinely goes past level 20. Almost predictably, it will be a post-level 20 game. And, gets responded to with the Vala Tassadar. Definitely trying to look for that bottom lane bully. So, Ariel, not a bad ban. You generally, with Vala, you would like to have an Ariel or an Uther to give you that kind of get out of jail with the Divine Shield or with the Crystal Aegis. Still a lot of good healers on the map, though, for.
I wonder if they're going to be planning on sending Nazebo to that top lane. I don't think he does very well against the Haka.
I would like to see them do a four-man rotation with the Nazebo. That means they need to still pick up a solo laner. Now, there's still a lot available. As far as bans, we've seen the Garrosh, we've seen the Arthas, we've seen the Ariel, and we've seen a big warrior choke, but none of those are really the solo lane warriors. This still leaves up ETC. This still leaves up Muradin. We'll see what happens.
I kind of wish they would have left Johanna up, because I would have liked to have seen her if she did get picked up. We haven't, of course, the patch is coming through today, and we're always playing on live. So to see what she can do with those blinds, it would have been really interesting.
Now, I'm sorry to ask this right out gate. I think it's okay.
And I guess they picked up the Uther really early here in that rotation. They must have been expecting the Vala, I guess. I don't know how often you pair Uther with Nazebo necessarily.
So we're aware of the audio issues. We're going to work these out. We're getting a little bit of an echo, I believe.
Are you able to still hear me right now?
I can still hear you, yes. Let us know if that echo is fixed, guys. We do have a bit of a 3-minute delay. But actually going to see the variant stitches. Neither of those are really the solo lanery type.
It is possible that they stick the stitches in that solo lane. He's not the worst at it. He's definitely not going to win against Dahaka, though.
Yeah, that is. We'll see what happens. I'm still not seeing the solo laner, and I don't like Nazebo as a solo kind of damage dealer in that rotation. Maybe they'll go into like a Mathael though, but we do see the ETC Rhaegar, so this is a pretty meta draft from late game though.
Yeah, you're basically looking at an HGC draft here on our right side.
Yeah, it's not too surprising. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of ETC Rhaegar. Granted, we saw it picked a lot earlier in draft last night. But the Vala Tassadar, always a strong combo, and then the Dahaka just has a ton of disruption potential, but a ton of map control potential there as well.
So they have to be picking up a DPS here, but I'm not sure who it's going to be. They could still use a mage. It doesn't necessarily have to be an auto attacker.
Thank you, by the way, viewers, for kind of keeping apprised. Each time a co-caster comes in, I kind of have to rebalance the audio. So just keep me apprised if you hear any audio issues. We'll keep that in check. A Tychus.
Tychus, wow, very interesting. Against, I don't know how often he's gonna get big value other than onto the ETC.
Yeah,
Dahaka's gonna be in the top lane so often that your fights aren't gonna really lend itself to it. That said, Odin's a beast.
I mean, the one key here is, with late game those draft, most of their damage does have to come from the Vala. But I don't... The only thing that seems to threaten me from All for Waifu, if I'm a Vala, is maybe that Varian can get the taunt into like a Stitch's hook. And then there's that separation, but you're going to really have to land hooks, and they're going to have to be landing on either Vala or Rhaegar very reliably. Until level... Yeah.
The Uther is there for the stun, even for the early game. So that again, we'll just have to wait and see who that top laner is going to be. Yeah,
we're going to have to see how this gets broken up. I'm a bit concerned about All for Waifu's wave clear, which is... I mean, they have Stitches, so it's not going to be weak by any means, but...
Which team's map choice was this?
This was All for Waifu's choice. So this... I mean, they wanted the Nazebo Uther, clearly. And so they're going for that late game style. I just really... Like, they might be able to get some early picks and make them work on the Vala. If they land a good hook early in the rotations, they could make that happen. But then, like, post...
Getting lots of kills.
Yeah, like, post level 4, they're gonna start falling behind until they hit level 10 with the Varian. And then at that point, you're really forced into doing something, I think, with a Gorge on Stitches. But we will see as we head into the map. Going to go ahead and... whoopsies. There we go. No one saw that image. I'll go ahead and introduce late game, though, over here on the right. Hi, Curtis, going to be on his Rhaegar. Troth, going to be on Dahaka. Hobbs will be on Tassadar. Rob Wins, going to be on Vala. McCrackazak, going to be on ETC.
And on the left side, we got All for Waifu with Speedcuber playing Nazebo, Doyle playing Tychus, Cross playing his Uther, Nerve playing Varian, and Skeleton on Stitches.
And Rhaegar going with that PvE damage, grabbing that Destiny Bond. We are seeing enhanced agility on the part of Dahaka. There's actually already a big tongue pulling... Oh, but McCrackazak is also low, and he's actually going to get caught in the Zebo zombie wall. Both tanks walking out with auto attacks worth of health. But they are going to get away there. I was hoping someone from Speedcuber could be able to finish off, but another great tongue, that time onto Nerve. As Rob Wins just continues to stack up that early damage. Meanwhile...
Yeah, it looks like Hobbs is going to go for that bit of an extra damage on his level 1. I'll be interested too. I want to pay attention whenever he gets his level 4, because if he takes the physical armor, I think that's going to help out a lot against
and Tassadar gets the E from Varian, but ease himself away. It's going to be Tychus versus Dahaka, and Tychus is actually winning that fight. Good on Doyle for getting a lot of damage on Dahaka, but a bit of a misplay, I think, by Troth to take that much damage. Warriors are going to fight each other in the middle, but potentially a rotation coming up. Nazebo just going to work on building those stacks. He's already up to 20, so doing a good job on that so far. He's going to let late game, though, get the first cap on the bot shrine. And we'll keep an eye on that.
I wonder if this is going to become more of a meta thing with this assassin top lane. I think the last time I casted on this map, it was a Leoric top against a Vala, with the Vala doing a lot of work. So
yeah,
we'll have to pay attention to other casts. Maybe this is a new meta approach that we're seeing.
Well, a ranged assassin into a melee warrior, it makes sense from the sake of how safe they can play. Zombie wall, though, actually putting Tassin in a bad spot. And then the hook comes and finds Rob Wins. Rob Wins going to be able to get behind that wall, but that's going to be bot shrine going over in favor of All for Waifu. Troth managing to hold top from Tychus, though, that time. But it looks like he burned his essence. But all this while, ETC, McCrackazak, just happy to soak mid. Hi, Curtis, starting to work on, Hi, Curtis, starting to work on that gate. Sorry, I was checking Twitch chat to make sure sound quality was good. Thank you, everyone, for your feedback.
I'm just checking out some more of these talents here. Kind of a different one from Uther. He's going for a Q build. And Stitches is also going for just a heavy sustain. He's going for globes, as well as the amplified healing there on 4.
I gotta be honest, I don't see the Q build Uther as particularly viable, although into the ETC, he can get that reduced cooldown on his Q at 7, but in doing so, you give up Cleanse and Guardian of the Ancient Kings, which is what makes Uther powerful into ETC to begin with. Meanwhile, Tychus getting top. Now, Tychus took a very interesting level 4 talent. One that I just don't see a lot, which is Recluse one. Oh, hook onto High Curtis. There's the follow-up stun. He's going to be able to get away, and now the turnaround is actually onto Stitches, who's just feeding Tassadar stacks. High Curtis diving underneath, using his totem to soak tower shots, but now the shots are onto High Curtis. Stun on ETC. Late game, though, needs to disengage this. McCrackazak starting to drop pretty low. Hook comes in, doesn't manage to collect.
And with the double healers, I think they're going to sustain right back up here on this bottom lane and just keep on pushing. The most important one here, Roblin's just staying up on that Vala, continuing to put out damage.
Yeah. Meanwhile, though, Speed Cuber pressuring Dahaka up top. Now Doyle using the zombie wall, but Doyle didn't step up to really pressure that much. But they've given up the entire wall on bottom. And those Siege Giants are still healthy. And remember, those Siege Giants got a buff today. As actually, I'm sorry, not the Siege Giants. That's not on this map. Never mind.
Impalers, right?
Yeah, that was the Impalers. Ooh, good hook, but people are so low for All for Waifu, and there's the power slide. But now McCrackazak taking shots from that back cannon tower. Gonna have to back off. The front fort, though, is focusing on minions, so that's gonna let late game, though, retreat. Really good pressure there. First blood in favor of late game, though, as now level 7 talents being picked. Go ahead and take a look at those and let me know if you see anything interesting.
Yeah, interesting here on top too. Tychus is still actually doing a pretty good job. The bottom tower is already gone as he continues to fight here against the Haka.
Yeah, he does manage to get hit by the tongue there, though, and he's not using his range particularly well. Does juke the second tongue. That could have actually been lights out. But during that time, we're going to see High Curtis on Rhaegar grabbing the first Dragonite, start the siege up on this mid. McCrackazak, though, so low on the bottom, and actually he's going to go down. The fort just has a sliver of health left, but they need to come up and deal with this Dragonite, and that's one way or the other. It looks like this bottom fort will go down to Rob Wins or to Tassadar. If not now, then very shortly. But High Curtis breaking out a sidewall on the dragon, just trying to be thorough. As Tychus gets picked off 1v1 by Dahaka, Tychus got a little bit cocky with his early success. And he just paid the price for it.
Pretty low, but I'm guessing Daka had some essence there that made him look like he was a little bit lower than he really was.
Yeah, and see what happens. Dragon sieging up on top. Yeah,
I like taking the dragon.
Oh, hey, did you see that little combo? That was nifty. Tongue into the dragon kickback. High Curtis now in a position where they could very, very easily kill Stitches. In fact, I don't see Stitches getting out, and he doesn't. So, third kill for All for Waifu, and that gives them level 10s. We are seeing the Mosh. We are seeing the Ancestral. We're seeing Archon rather than Force Wall. High Curtis a little bit low, perhaps being a bit too aggressive there. Strafe taken by Vala. So,
Mosh?
there's the Mosh. It's going to catch Tychus, but only just. Now McCrackazak very low, taking shots from that tower. Ancestral going to be forced out by the Varian. Good job by Nerve, just getting that one little last bit of damage to force out a heroic. Dahaka's still holding his ultimate.
But I wish they would have got the well there on top. With the well gone, you get so much better sustainability with the your opponent's well being gone in order to capture that top shrine.
Yeah, I think that may have been the play, but either way, late game though, in a good position. They have bot fort down. They have both walls mid and top down. So big structural lead compared to only their mid wall and half of their top wall being down. So we'll see how much they can leverage this. I'm looking at Strafe from Vala though, and I think Variant's probably going to go taunt, although Variant's still holding his ultimate choice.
Yeah, with his current build, I would expect the taunt here.
www.taunt.com.
Yeah.
I really want to see the taunt.
Even a hold from Uther here.
I don't want to see a Colossus smash. Because, yes, you could try to blow up Vala, but there's the Tassadar shield.
With the Gorge, I kind of wonder if they will go for the Divine Storm to add on to the combo there.
Yeah, there is taunt. Okay.
They're playing.
But now with the taunt, it's actually going to be really hard for Vala to get value out of Strafe. Because every time she pops it, Nerve can just charge and taunt to shut it down immediately. And, but we are seeing the Divine Shield from Uther, avoiding the Divine Storm. Odin being taken by Tychus. ETC gonna try to get this channel. Missed Power Slide by McCrackazak, and now he's actually in not a great position. Gonna take a lot of trade damage against his favor. Zombie Wall coming out. Awkward position. Dahaka comes in. Good, little bit of a late cleanse on Doyle, but it's enough for, Speedcuber to secure the kill onto High Curtis's Rhaegar. And now, even though late game though has Shrine Control, what they don't have is they don't have a 5th hero alive. Ooh.
Oh, the Gorge. Let's see if they can catch it.
Yeah, they don't really have anything to help Stitches get away.
Get stun there.
And ETC, I don't know if that's the Gorge target. He has the Power Slide, as we saw.
Yeah, definitely not the Gorge target. It's especially if you miss the timing with the Uther stun there. It's gonna be pretty much no-go every time.
But now, Shrine's in control of all for Waifu's hands. Still very much alive in this game, as actually there's a big push in on top with their Merc camp, and that's going to force Dahaka to respond to that. Meanwhile, fights in mid, but Uther forced the self-Divine Shield. Feels bad, man. Strafe going to town, but a huge zombie wall prevents the escape of late game, though. But there's the Mosh, gets immediately interrupted. Dahaka showing up, gets the stun onto Uther. Uther going to start ghost healing his team. Meanwhile, Nerve in the backline just trying to go to town. But while the health bars are low, people are still alive for late game, though. McCrackazak, though, down to 380. Gonna get the cleanse. Down to 200. Probably going to get away. Troth, though, now he's going to need a Tassadar shield. He's running for his life. That enhanced agility going to help him get away. Stitches might try to go for the hook over the wall. Speedcuber, in all of that madness, manages to sneak in a capture on the Dragonite. Late game, though, in a bad spot there, manages to disengage safely, but all their ultimates down, and even though, you know, the fight didn't start going their way, All for Waifu gets their first Dragonite of the game as it sets to work on mid, but wow, that Dragonite melted fast.
It's with that Vala damage there, and probably not their primary person they wanted in this Dragon, as we could see Nazebo popping out of it.
Yeah. That was... I believe I would say in chat that was a touch optimistic.
Yeah, well, at least he did deny the dragon. I don't know how much they really planned on being able to
coming in on a skeleton, gets dismounted by Rhaegar.
Gorge.
Rhaegar now getting gorged, but he's not going anywhere. Gorge didn't help there. As Stitches now goes down. And late game, though, up with 5 heroes. Let's see what value they can get. Are they going to try to push in mid? Try to push in top? Let's see what they do.
Looks like we have everybody responding to the top after getting that siege camp, letting Dahaka, forcing him to stay down there while they go get pressure back on top.
Yeah, stun onto Rob wins. Nothing doing there. Both teams still within half a level of each other. McCragazak taking a lot of damage from that overkill. Yeah, I believe it's called overkill. But now ETC power slides in, and a bit of a miscommunication, as I don't think the rest of the team there was ready for that fight. And ETC goes down, not really accomplishing much. Now Dahaka, a bit of a bad spot. Taunt comes in. Zombie wall. Ooh, that's a zombie wall. He unburrows into it. He's had to blow his essence.
Another tongue,
Should get away. Good tongue. Cleanse after the tongue falls off. A little bit late there. But going to get them out. So Dahaka doesn't fall. Didn't blow his adaptation either. He did blow his essence, so he's going to want to get that back. But that leaves Tychus free to deal with this bruiser camp on top. Well, All for Waifu sets up for their pick combo here on bottom. Speed Cuber putting out the little lure, seeing if he can be the bait, and there's the hook onto Dahaka in the back with the taunt. But, sorry, Vala coming in with the strafe into a mosh. D-Shield has to be blown to get Stitches out, but Nerve now in the back line just trying to get the trades onto Rob Wins, using that Mortal Strike, but it's not enough. Late game, though, got a little bit baited, got a little bit out of position, but a huge mosh by McCrackezak, and all that damage from Rob Wins ahead of time with the strafe was just doing far more damage than Uther could keep up with. So
during that whole time, Tychus was up top. He came down and almost actually grabbed the dragon. They barely managed to get that bottom channel before he snagged it. That was very good for a 5v4.
Yeah, Tacit are going to be the hook target here, but that was going to happen. Yep, okay. Again, not the best Gorge target. Would like to see the Stitches just be a little bit patient and not mash that Gorge on whoever he hooks. The ideal Gorge targets, you're going to want Vala, you're going to want Rhaegar. ETC and Tash just have too much escapability. As Rob Wins, steps into a zombie wall. I think he just wanted to feel what it was like to feel pain again.
Oh, he just said, Tazadar, just give me a shield, I'll shoot my way right on out of this one, and that is what he did as they bait out. Well, maybe not necessarily baiting out the Odin, but...
Ooh! That was a solid cleanse by High Curtis. Seeing the fishing hook and responding immediately, Vala would have absolutely been grabbed there. And that would have not ended well for her. Great job. But now, potentially looking to invade into a 4v5 situation. Dahaka now starting to burrow into the back, but it's a little bit awkward for him.
He's already been gorged.
He's been gorged. Hook comes back. The burrowing claw's getting value, as twice he's had to save himself.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Varian taunt went out very early before Strafe was even popped, so it looked like as soon as that happened, they went ahead and popped the Strafe, but just a little bit of a mispositioning on Stitch's part. I think if he got him into those hedges right there, there was no getting out for him.
And neither team really getting what they wanted there. They didn't have Odin, they had Gorge up, but they didn't have Odin up. So neither team really wanting to commit to that fight. We're obviously hitting a late game situation. 16's picked up by both teams. Now, Rhaegar going with the Rising Storm. That, I gotta be honest, I do not like that talent. I think going into that extra slowing totem on 16 just enables so much of what ETC wants to do with a potential mosh. Rising Storm, I mean, who are you going to put it on to get value?
He does have two beefy tanks.
Yeah.
Varian obviously is just staying put in there the entire time. It might be him. He's often been in the back line just holding out his parry. I think that's going to be their plan for that one.
We'll see. But Rising Storm does not... The second shield that casts on yourself does not benefit from Rising Storm. So it's not always the most damage. But we'll see what happens here as the engage comes in. But this is, once again, a 4v5. Dahaka grabbing that top shrine. We'll see if they try to stall out. It looks like late game, though, not going to stall out here for the point. And a little bit of awkwardness. Varian...
That was a fantastic dance there.
Hashtag just Varian things. As now a hook.
And a gorge.
Hook gorge onto Tassadar. Oh wait, what's gonna happen? Oh look, Archon. Oh Mosh, even worse. Mosh into Archon, and that Archon is just chunking with the AoE damage, as is the Strafe. Speed Cuber so low in that backline. Rob Wins does get a bit low. Tahaka now getting hooked. He's not in the best spot. There's the Divine Shield. Cage match being forced ever so briefly. Troth trying to do everything he can to kill this Nazebo, or Kraus, or someone, but so far not able to get a kill. Odin blown on the disengage, which is always a little bit awkward.
Oh, and Uther does survive. They're coming out of the top.
But only Stitches goes down. That could have been a lot worse. But level 20s now. For late game, though, we are seeing Bolt of the Storm. We are seeing Twilight Archon. Which could be
recognizing the strafe coming out, got that ice block real fast and saved his butt.
Yes, he did. And Storm Shield, Essence Claws, so really committing to the team fight. And we're actually seeing Death Siphon, so just Vala going for even more sustain off of that strafe. So really trying to land those big wombos. The Mosh have been good so far, but of course Mosh is down for another minute. Now the Dragon Knights have not gotten value. These things have just been absolutely decimated all game long, especially the second and third. But looks like Troth actually quite a bit low, blowing his Essence a bit early. And with High Curtis in the Dragon, there's no real sustain except for Hobbs. And so, you know, they're going to get this keep. They're not, maybe? Yeah, I think they'll get the keep, and Archer will just pew it down real quick. Or if not, Dragon Breath will. But now ETC sliding in. Hobbs going to get a little bit out of position, but a great zombie wall puts McCrackersack in a lot of trouble. Strafe coming out, just trying to disengage, and late game, though, is on the run. And you don't want to always put your healer in the Dragon Knight, and I think that is a good example of why there. You have level 20 talents. You definitely could have won a team fight if you had some heals. Drag into the kick, tried to execute that combo again. Cleanse came in, though, to save Skeleton before he would have gotten knocked back at an awkward angle. But now sieging up on mid-wall, hook onto Tassadar, immediate E. Now Regen Master finished by that Stitches, which is interesting to see him take over the Slam build. Very much going for that sustain build. Gorge on the Rhaegar, but a hook there on Stitches. High Curtis going to get out, comes out of the Gorge, immediately Ancestrals and drops the Storm Shield. Health bar is now really high on the side of late game, though, but already dropping low. McCrackersack power sliding in, but he's just taking so much chunk from this Tychus. But Uther is actually the first to go down, but the question is now, does late game, though, get away? Troth, super low. ETC, super low, but that Archon is just zoning so hard, and now Speedcuber is the target, and there's the chase with the Strafe securing the kill. Is Varian going to be able to get behind the wall? He does. Late game, though, manages to sustain out there. They get the 2 kills. Are they going to look to try to end?
I think they're going to try to heal themselves up and just go for this.
We'll see what happens.
Every ult down. Maybe they have Storm Shield up at this point.
I think right now they have Twilight Archon, who is still pretty active. And actually now Nerve diving in, has the blow protected, but he's going to get finished as soon as that status falls off. And now they definitely have the chance to end it. High Curtis goes onto the core. Shots right now going on to minions, but now they turn onto that Rhaegar. McCrackersack super low and actually takes AoE damage there from the laser onto High Curtis. I don't know if they can get the core here as Tassadar goes down. Vala is the only hope that they get this core right now. High Curtis now is probably going to drop. No, he's going to self-heal and get away. Turnaround attempted onto the Stitches, but there's the Divine Shield. And now it's just an all-out retreat from late game, though. But the Benediction stun, not the best timing on the Benediction. Double stun there came in a little bit too quick, but it's enough to secure the kill. And the defense is there.
Moment there anyway. That was an interesting defense. You could tell the team wasn't sure if they wanted to catch a kill or focus on the core right there at the end.
Yeah.
But they were still just so close to coming in.
Yeah.
I wanted to point out one of the great things I saw was this Tassadar picking up phase disruption, lowering the physical armor by 25. I think they're getting a lot of work out of that against the Varian, and plus the Uther heals. It's going to reduce that armor, put them back on normal levels. I think it's helping them out a ton in these team fights, despite losing the last one.
Well, but Archon, I mean, the auto attacks there were just absolutely chunking with all their AoE. Yes. But now this is a situation All for Waifu has a Dragon Knight. I think they want to get a keep to try to equalize some pressure. Their core is already low, so maybe even trying to look to end the game here. They're pushing in, knowing Dahaka's down. They have a brief window before it's a 5v5. ETC gets knocked away. Great choice to prevent the counter Mosh. Already, this core is down to half health, and I see All for Waifu potentially trying to get onto this core with the Dragon Knight. We'll see if they can make it happen. Nazebo just going to start chunking this core. He does have his Vile Infection done, but the Strafe doing so much damage, and there's the Mosh. Ice Block going to end, and now Speedcuber goes down, and they are not going to get this core. And, oh my goodness. Doyle and Skeleton, now it's their turn to retreat. Actually, Kraus using the Redemption, he's going to get back up and get out of there, but with Speedcuber and Varian down, and Troth, da-dun, da-dun, that is a dead Uther right there. What patience from Troth. Not going after the Stitches. The Stitches was there, but he knew which target he wanted to go for. He wanted to go for that low Uther. And now, alright, here we go. Take two. Can they get it down this time? I think they do. Death timers are so long. 20 seconds on Nazebo. Nazebo, when he's back up, I mean, keep in mind, he's got that Vile Infection done. He can chunk. Hook forces out a Storm Shield that doesn't hit on ETC. Right now, little bit of focus onto that Tychus, but Strafe coming out now. Actually, a little bit low health already on the side, but it's still enough. Late game, though, takes game number 1 on Dragonshire.
GG.
What a fun game.
I already have a question for you.
Yes.
So, Dragon is now unstoppable.
Yes.
It's a pretty decent counter to that mosh pit, right? You keep the kick up.
Yeah.
You let them mosh, and you just kick them out. It's not going to stop you.
And it was, I think that was actually a smart play by McCrackazak, or maybe it was just cooldown based, and I'm artificially giving credit after the fact, but he didn't blow the mosh while the Dragon Knight was up. They got the Dragon Knight down, and then he moshed onto the Nazebo, who was ice blocked, which was great, because when Nazebo's ice blocked ended, he couldn't go anywhere. He couldn't put out any last damage. But
those are good games.
It was a great game. Well, we're going to just take a brief break while we get set up for Towers of Doom. This is late game, those map selections, so we will see you in just a minute here on the Nexus Gaming Series. And we are back. Late game, though. Holding out against the late game desperation push from All for Waifu with the Dragon Knight, the newly unstoppable Dragon Knight. As we head now to Towers of Doom. Now, this is an interesting map pick because I know it's a comfort for late game, though, but it sure as hell is not a strange map for All for Waifu.
Immediately into that Tassadar ban, they do not want to deal with that again.
Yeah, that Archon was doing a lot of value, but I think it also is a way to try to disable that Vala play, which we saw. Rob Wins really did good work on that Vala that game. Definitely just any time it seemed like All for Waifu got an engage they wanted, a strafe would come out and it would just chunk so hard that they would just have to back off. You know, Uther not being able to keep up with that damage. We'll see if a heal priority changes here. This can be a map where Brightwing is a common pick. I know that All for Waifu doesn't mind going for a Brightwing. Late game, though, thinking about their ban here. What are they worried about? What do they not want to see after that last game? What threatened them? Or do they know a strat? Nothing being hovered. Going with the Sylvanas ban. Oldie but a goodie, except I haven't really seen Speedcuber prioritize the Sylvanas lately.
Tyrael first pick.
Tyrael first pick. Alright, well...
Man after my own heart. I hope they judgment murder something just for me.
See, I just, like, this is one point that I just have to say. Like, Sanctification is so good.
I know. It is definitely the better of the two.
But of course, Judgment Hunt or Judgment Greymane, although admitted Sanctification Greymane is valuable. And actually the Greymane Arthas picked up by late game, though. Good combo. You know, not as, I would say, traditional as Tyrael Greymane, but, you know, you got Executioner, and you have a guy who permanently slows everyone around him. It's not a bad combo post-16.
It's almost interesting. They banned him first ban this last go-around, and then actually take him in their first rotation this game, so
yeah,
it must be comfortable on them.
They must have a big comfort pick on Arthas. I do see why they banned the Arthas last game, wanting to go with that Vala hyper carry, which worked out very well for them. They did that bottom lane bully strat. But now we're going to see the Anub'arak Rhaegar, so trying to take High Curtis off of Rhaegar. It's a hero he plays pretty much every chance he gets that I've seen. So trying to test him, see what else he has. And then the Anub'arak, so... You know, not picking up any damage yet for Speedcuber, not wanting to show where that goes, but... There's some pretty strong dive potential. Quite a bit, in fact.
Yeah, the Tyrael Anub'arak. Tyrael is not going to offer up the stuns, but Anub'arak is. Tyrael definitely offers up a lot else other than that, though. The smite damage, the tiny little bit of shielding, I know it isn't much, but he's got that high mobility. I actually really like him on Towers of Doom.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes. A lot of dive potential, though. So I think you when you look at what kind of damage I think we could expect to see, I wouldn't be surprised to see even an Illidan here. I think Illidan, I think, could actually get a lot of value, even though he's a bit out of the meta. Although the Arthas might shut him down, so maybe you would see a safer play like a Genji. We're going to see the Gul'dan ban. This is something that Speedcuber has been showing a bit lately. So Speedcuber, clearly the target of this banning phase on this map for late game, though.
I would actually like to see them ban Uther here and actually keep knocking on that hero pool. That would
they are hovering the Uther. Now, this would be the point in draft where I say, I don't think Uther's that good anymore. Obviously, at high levels of play, he can be extremely powerful, but at lower levels of play, including Division C, I think fights tend to be longer and more protracted, and so I think Uther can struggle there. I still respect the ban, though. Yeah. I still respect the ban for that purpose, Divine Shield Greymane. But now, late game, though. Two pretty big picks here. Oh, yes. Whoopsies. I still had the tournament screen up. Sorry about that, everyone. We're back. Can't see it. Yeah, so I just saw that. Thank you, Pie Maker. Unfortunately, there is a 3-minute delay, so you are hearing me apologize to you 3 minutes in the future. In the future! In the year 2000! In the year 2000! ETC Ariel coming out here.
Are we going to
Ariel's.
see another battery for Ariel, or is Greymane actually going to be the battery?
Well, Lunara's up, but I think Lunara can be taken. But actually, Alarak Vala. Well, that was really quick pick, so they were not dissuaded by that. But Lunara's up here, and that's even more slows. They're gonna have the Ariel here.
I would like to see
don't know if I've
Lunara
seen High
as well.
Curtis's Ariel. Yeah, there it is, Lunara. I'm looking at this draft, and I think late game though won it handedly.
Both teams actually have good drafts here, to be honest with you. I like both of them. Yeah, Rhaegar is going to have some troubles keeping up with all that poison damage.
No, Rhaegar will be fine post
Need to be on
13.
point.
I think Rhaegar will be fine post 13. I think if he goes into Spirit Walker's Grace at 4 and then Tidal Waves at 13, he doesn't have any big health pool to get value out of Earth Shield anyway. So I think that might be the way to go. The reason I don't like this draft is because this is a very...
Look at the names. Look at the names. Speed Cubers on the Rhaegar.
Speed Cubers on the healer. Well, so Mafine is their normal support, and Mafine was not able to be here tonight or was benched or something. Who was their healer in the last game?
Cross.
Cross was the healer, so Cross. I've seen Cross as a Nubarak before. But we'll see what happens when this game gets started. We're looking at the loading screen right now. I know you're not seeing it, and that's fine because you don't need to.
Who's going to be doing this top lane? I guess it's going to be Tyrael, letting Alarak roam around, build stacks.
My issue with the Alarak pick is that was picked after ETC and your Alarak. There's a lot of potential for your aggressive positioning to get immediately turned into a counter blow-up. Keep in mind that, so if you don't know All for Waifu, I believe they're Chilean, but they're a Latin American team, and they're playing on North American servers. So their ping is about as long as my delay.
Have you ever asked them what it is? Like, are they...
I did talk to them before.
I think
it's in like the 150 to 200 neighborhood. But yeah, I don't, until they get sanctification, I don't see a way to get Alarak value, and he has to get value early in the game to have value late in the game. And I'm really, really worried about this, as now we have a pause from Doyle. Skeleton is currently DC'd, so we're gonna just keep holding here, everyone. Please, Glover, something. No woman would ever want to go out with me, and I, frankly, could never date a woman whose standards were low enough to date me. As here we are currently waiting on Skeleton. Oh, they can't see you. I have you as observer, not referee. Okay,
That looks like they're both ready.
Okay, we are ready. Okay, pause on break coming. Here we go. So, this time, I will introduce good old All for Waifu here as we switch over to our game screen. Didn't forget to do it this time, guys! Doyle, with the his B-step form was good, and then it broke up. Speedcuber on the Rhaegar, a little bit better with the B-step. It's just gonna say it's Kraus on his Angry Cloud, a Nubarak. Nerve breaking it down on Tyrael, and Skeleton gonna be on that Alarak.
And on the red side, we got High Curtis playing art on the McCracken Zach. I like saying his name on the E. playing Lenara and Troth playing Arthas.
And
you're talking a lot about the ETC being this big counter. I would be just scared of Arthas, to be honest with you. The slows, he doesn't have very good escape.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see. Power Slide comes in. McCragazak, he has been a bit aggressive with the Power Slides. He now has the Ariel, though, who can help bail him out with both an E and an Aegis. I personally love Ariel, as you know. It's going to come down, of course, to how much value they can get. Skeleton, though, going to land a good combo as we're checking out the talents picked. Righteous Assault coming in from Ariel, so trying to get those fast Qs. Very likely to see a blind. You often see Righteous Assault into a Vala comp just to maximize your blind uptime, as now Hobbs has to try to disengage from this Alarak and Uberak combo. Easier said than done. We are seeing Lightning Bond once again from Rhaegar. It seems to be the way a lot of Rhaegars are going these days.
And rotation coming down to this bottom.
Yeah. Rotation coming down to bottom. Rob wins, going to get telekinesis. There is the Discord Strike, but I don't think there's enough follow-up to secure the kill. And there is not. Nerubian Armor. We are seeing smite damage, so no even in death. Let's all have a moment of silence for the lost lulls that will never be known. Moment of silence, please. And thank you for that moment of silence. As Eternal Hunger is the quest. So, Frostmourne Hungers. And apparently, even though the quest is up to 8 times, I don't even know what the hell is happening with the overlay there. For those watching on stream, if someone could explain how Eternal Hunger is at 6 out of 65,535, I would appreciate it. As actually T-Tor is here as Hobbs getting a bit low. Great peel from McCracazak, but there's Druin's Might into a smite. But the question is now, does Alarak get away with Lunara hard on the chase? Rhaegar not going to be able to get the heals. Now, Rhaegar, I forgot to mention this. My most played healer, that's right, my most played too, got some changes today.
That's right.
His chained heal no longer does as much damage on the initial, or as much healing on the initial target, but its overall throughput is stronger, and that's going to make him very good in death balls, as a great telekinesis into a Discord Strike. Now Troth in a little bit of an awkward position, but actually Anubarak's going to be first to die, but another fantastic Discord Strike hits 2 there as Greymane has to run away following ETC dropping. And now Nerve chasing down that Lunara, but the chaser has become the chased. As Lunara just continuing to put out those dots, filling up High Curtis's little bar of hope, but early advantage over All for Waifu. They have the advantage.
And good fighting there from both sides, just maybe a little bit too deep. Oh, as we see the invade here on the camp.
Yo, boy.
Dropping out.
That was, let's call that an optimistic invasion. As now Doyle, also forever the optimist. And you know, isn't that what it's all about? Just believing in yourself. Meanwhile, 2 sappers going to be going over to late game, though, because these sappers apparently don't believe in All for Waifu at this point.
Arthas on top, just sitting there laning away, building up the experience as these sappers come in. They get even more experience blowing up on the towers.
Yeah, good picks there by late game now. Now, this is a bloody game. I mean, we're 3 minutes in. We already have 6 kills. Power slide in onto the Anubarak, who tried to engage. Both teams looking like they're kind of willing to back up here. Lunara doing a good job just keeping that poke damage out, keeping that hope battery just a climbing. Good job. Great wisp position by Lunara as well.
But again, we see the ranged assassin again on top. We've seen this even earlier in this game, just like we saw in the Dragonshire.
Yeah.
Fighting against the Arthas, just an interesting different style.
Well, I think it can work into the Arthas, unless he lands a root, and then you're going to take a little bit of a hurt. Good telekinesis discourse, right? Skeleton really doing a good job on this Alarak, and he's actually finished his Chaos Reigns quest.
Is Arthas staying top, or
Arthas
this one up?
Maybe he's heading down now. I don't know if there's a miscommunication there. ETC power slides his way into a Discord Strike, and now the chase is on. But overall, Lunara doing a great job getting the damage out. Nerve now a bit low, pressuring in onto Rob Wins on that Lunara. Kraus trying to get the channel on the backline. Arthas diving in for the death coil, but Lunara goes down in the process. And now with their damage gone, but Tyrael also going down. Trough survives with 200 health, but now with Hobbs and McCrackazak on the backline by themselves, they're going to get deleted. Alarak goes down in the process. They dove for the Alarak kill, but paid for it. Arthas, he does survive. He's Arthas. Don't you know? Arthas only dies when he takes Syndragosa. This is a fact. And all for Waifu, taking an early lead here. Both in experience and in the core health, as now they lead by 8. That one little bad invasion seems to be the only blemish on their record so far, but this is just such a violent game. We're 11 minutes in, or 6 minutes in, and there's 11 kills.
And looking at the talents, we don't see anything totally out of the ordinary. Arthas does have a couple of different builds. Not the level 1 that I typically... that I can say I choose there.
I'm going to say Vala's a bit out of the ordinary. It's not particularly common to see Vala go that auto-attack build, but trying to get that extra damage, so playing for the late game, and using Death Dealer as a way to build that damage bonus. So, going to be able to get some good burst.
The Creed of the Hunter might be a reason there just because of being in the top lane and because he's going against a melee. He's going to be able to keep up at that 10 stacks.
And he's actually gotten low as now Cocoon trying to secure the kill onto Lunara. Going to give Lunara up, but body blocks coming in onto High Curtis. And Aegis could be snap picked, but even if it was, it won't make a difference. Getting a couple righteous strikes off, but it's not going to be enough as Ariel dies right as the Shrine phase starts. And this is a big advantage.
Vala dropping on the top. Greymane went to the top lane and made sure to catch out the Vala with an Arthas root. So we're still sitting there looking at a 4v4.
And that answers your question about why aren't teams doing that. But oh my goodness, Alarak uses the Counter-Strike to protect himself for a bit. But now Sanctification has to be blown. But I don't know if it's going to be... But Matt Krakazak just getting absolutely denied. Oh my goodness! Oh no, they don't get the kill. But now the chase is on as... Late game, though, has failed to channel their point, and now this is a really bad position for late game, though. They do have numbers, but what they don't have is health bars, and the big chunk of damage off of that Vala vault. And Sestral going to come in, make sure Krau's alive. Vala just picking them off one at a time. Arthas trying to get out, doesn't have enough mana, doesn't have his E up, and now the turnaround is going to be on to Ariel. Once again, Ariel in the cocoon. What a great fight from All for Waifu.
And we see them stepping right into the boss after this. They are looking very good after that team fight.
Yeah, All for Waifu looking very strong on this map. I didn't like the draft. It's working out. You still did see Alarak get picked off there and Vala get picked off before the fight. But late game, though, you know, they didn't back channel. They tried to play hyper aggressive, and Vala just got a ton of damage and really punished that aggression. And then without the back channel, they're now down 20 core health with the boss and with the double channel. And this is really... Late game, though, you gotta get it together now, because otherwise this game's gonna get away from you. As we see Sappers pushing in on top lane.
And as well as bot lane here. Actually, you start going uncontested. Regulars just choosing to get their own Sapper camp, letting these push in. It looks like they're gonna land onto the fort.
Yeah. I mean, looking back at that last fight, though, there were 3 pretty early kills onto All for Waifu. And they still, like counting the Vala pickoff, and they still managed to cap both shrines. I think late game, though, they need to respect the fact that the objective on this map is the only way to win the map, and we'll see if they can get it back. I think they have definitely the potential to win team fights, but there have been a lot of late rotations. A lot of times they've shown up to a fight a man down or overplayed their hand. As we see the rotation on the McCrackazak, Heal comes in, but now a little bit of awkward positioning. Greymane still not with the team, and now the chase is on. ETC power sliding in. He's got the mosh. Immediate interrupt, though, with the telekinesis on Rob Wins, but Speedcuber dies there to the poison and to everything else. Aegis trying to make sure Troth gets out of there safe. This should be 2 shrines over late game, though, as they start to try to climb back. Keep in mind, they are down a talent tier. The Alarak going to poke that out. Greymane going to channel uncontested and then rotate down. But now Arthas in a bad position. Telekinesis puts him in a bad spot with the Anubarak diving in with the burrow charge and getting a finish. But now Alarak trying to make something happen with the counter-strike, but Hobbs is just going insane. Dives the Alarak. He goes down. Now Ariel with the righteous strikes going to do so much damage as Hobbs goes down. Tyrael trying to get something of value off the sacrifice, but it's not there. What an intense fight. Arthas was a bit out of position, and I love All for Waifu's aggression to attack it, but then they weren't able to disengage as cleanly as they wanted to, and then you just got a couple picks one after the other. Just this Ariel Lunara comp, it has so much sustain. Remember that time I said Ariel was dead?
Yeah, I remember that. And that was a lot of aggression coming out there. Rhaegar was already gone, so to invade back there, that took some balls, I'll say that much.
As now we see, okay, we're up to 12 stacks out of 6,000, or 65,535 for Arthas, so I don't know if that is a bug or what.
It says, it does say in the client 12. So.
It does, well, it says 12, but the thing is that increase the mana it restores by 4 up to a maximum of 40, so it should be at 10. The Observer UI could be bugged. I'm not sure. But, that would be a lot of mana to return. Don't fix it. Don't fix it, Blizzard.
No wonder he took it. Broken talent.
I mean, if it is a broken talent, then we'll, we'll have to look into that. We'll do some experimenting after the game. I'm like 99% sure it's a UI bug. And even then, yeah.
Posting them into the chat. They have been banning any broken talents, which is something I'm happy about.
Yeah, that we've been noticing. But today is
talent hero.
Yeah, and today is patch day. Keep in mind, so there could be things that we haven't seen yet. But this is going to be a triple shrine phase, and there's no real split. Cocktail comes out. Looks like Vala's actually going to rotate up the top, but no one from late game though either saw it or no one wants to rotate. But Vala going to be able to get a free channel on top. And seeing all 5 bottom, she's going to take the aggressive one. And now all this is this is just stalling on the part of All for Waifu. Hobbs is going to get the channel on bottom, and Sestral comes in to save Anubarak. ETC, huge power slide. Speedcuber is so low. Nerve going to be able to get out of there with the Eldruin's Might. But Vala, at what cost? I mean, you get a kill, but Vala just capped the second shrine, and now it's 24-8. And yes, you're going to get the Anubarak kill, but it's 24-8. Goodness. I think that was just a really bad misplay by late game, though.
A bit too aggressive. I guess it was a great part for Doyle, recognizing nobody is coming up to stop me. Just basically doing the Abathur thing there, slugging on in, taking the channel right off the enemy team.
And right now, All for Waifu leading this game by a pretty healthy margin, although both teams having 13 kills to 13 kills. I mean, my goodness.
It looks like both teams well aware that boss is online. I already saw Trio checking. And,
seeing Alarak they see Alarak bottom, so they know they have numbers for the time being. Alarak rotating up as fast as he can, but there's no sanctification either. Tyrael's going to try to get onto the point, but he actually uses the Eldruin's Might too late. He had the Holy Ground, but he used it too late, and now Ariel... Aegis and Greymane, there's the Mosh trying to get the disengage. Late game, though, is going to pay for this with at least 2 deaths. Oh, my goodness. Rob Wins is alive? Troth, though, probably not alive. Or is he? He's not. Oh. And neither is Ariel. They get the boss.
They get the boss, but they also got 3 sappers in on bottom. Since Alaric had to come straight back up, he had to leave the sappers to go through.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. So, yeah, they're not going to be able to contest this shrine, though. And it's going to be at least 4 shots over to All for Waifu. Luckily, it's a single shrine, but I just...
taking that top fort, it's probably going to be 5 shots. I would assume that they're
if Vala
the
can get this
one.
bottom, yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be really, really difficult for any kind of contest to occur. If I'm all for Waifu, I camp that tunnel exit. Don't let them come through there. And they actually are double channeling. They're getting it here. They
missed the channel timing. Bit of miscommunication on that one, I would say.
Bit of a miscommunication. Holy Ground separating out McCrackazak. Now the fight is on. McCrackazak is just getting absolutely chunked. Skeleton is on the chase. Blood in his eyes. Ariel's going to knock him away, but we are in a very, very dire condition for late game, though. If they lose a single shrine, it very likely is game at this point. They have time. They need to take back their top. They also need to consider that bot lane is potentially going to have a lot of sappers. It looks like they want to look for a fight before level 20, or they're rotating down to clear the sappers, but there's no way they're going to be there. They're going to maybe try to get a fight here. Power slide, separating out Nerve. Cleanse comes in. Curse bullet, but Nerve manages to Eldrin's Might out of there.
Mosh did just come back online. I would think that this is the opportunity they're looking for, is to take, like you said, looking for something before 20 and just trying to take that mosh pit and see what they can catch before the shrines come online.
I mean, they need to try to make something happen here. Tyrael is away, though, and there's the power slide on the Speed Cubers Rhaegar. He's going to get taken out. Now the push comes in. They're going to try to take back bottom bell tower here. This is a 4v5, though they are fighting under towers, but guess what? Those towers are busy with the Army of the Dead as the bell tower goes over to... late game, though. They still haven't cleared up the lethal. I would love to see them... Yeah, they're going to shell game this. They're going to try to rotate mid. They know the death timer is super long on the side of Rhaegar. Troth is a little bit forward on that Arthas, taking a bit of damage. Big telekinesis, but there's the Mosh! It's getting a Nubarak! A Nubarak is going to go down! Vala is poking out ETC, though. He might pay for it, but Skeleton goes down in the meanwhile. ETC does go down, but Nerve is going to drop to this poison damage. He drops. He's going to try to kill Ariel, but he's not going to be able to do it. Vala is trying to get some finishes, but it doesn't happen. And this is absolutely huge for late game, though, as now they have 4 bell towers. These are 5 shots each, and there's 3 deaths still, with Rhaegar only just now coming up on the side of All for Waifu. My goodness, they needed that, and they got it.
They needed it bad indeed. I hope. It looks like with them taking the bottom bell tower, they'll go ahead and do the channel, because they're probably not going to get any better value trying to race this top.
They are going to get top. I would like to see someone have stayed on the point just to start the channel, but you're right. They're not going to get the value, but you know, it's a safer play. Just because what if that tower gets capped like right as you finish your channel? Actually, if that happens, you still get the shot. There's a bit of a delay. It's a known bug, but moving on past that, look at that. Look at that beautiful Nax Ramus banner. I love it. Nax Ramus banner.
7-4.
7-4, boys. Towers of Doom, man. This map is never over. But here's the key. There's a big difference between having 7 health on your core and having 4. If you have 4 health on the enemy's core, you can split the enemy team up and just try to cap to get the lethal. And actually recognizing this fact, late game though, gonna try to push in and take top. Meanwhile, though, there's gonna be 6 sappers on bottom, and this is gonna be more than enough to kill the keep. I hope they can
take the keep before the sappers come in.
They actually, in fact, are going to do that, and there's going to be only 1 sappers. There's a lethal dose of sappers on the bottom, and I don't think late game, though, recognizes this as hot. They're going on bust. They just don't seem to understand either the mechanics of the map, or they're just not aware of what's happening, and this game ends on sappers. Oh my goodness. Oh, no, it got through. Wow. And that was...
Oh, I'm out
unfortunately,
of my chair.
Unfortunately, I don't like to see the game end like that. I think that was something of a symptom of what happened with late game, though, on that map. We will try to get someone from late game, though. I talked to All for Waifu last time, so I'm going to try to get someone from late game, though, in to talk about that loss and what happened there, but as well as their dominant showing on map 1. So let's... To draw, All for Waifu and late game, though, they entered Division C, both as kind of, big veteran names. The top 2 teams in Division C, Misfit Island and Misplaced Alts, both moved up. and so I'm going to work on getting an interview here while we're doing this. But what did you think about that series, Carnivore?
Oh, that was a great last game. I'll say that. The first one, the Dragonshire, definitely really back and forth with everything. Misplays happening occasionally, but each team doing a great job of taking advantage whenever something happens. That last one, that's hard to call. I mean, you trying to call who do you send back? That's something that they're going to probably take and learn from experience. Do you go for the boss? Do you stop the sappers? Of course, from our perfect vision, it's you have to stop the sappers. It's very easy for us to call it. We're not out there playing. Uh, with just sending a couple bodies down there, they probably could have stopped the sappers and done the boss.
Yeah, I see what they were trying to do with the boss, because the boss was a lethal. But at a certain point, you have to recognize that camps were picked up. But with that, we're going to jump up to this lobby. Carnivore will jump with me and do the interview.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hello.
Welcome. Hi, Curtis. Tough loss there on Towers of Doom, but dominant performance on Dragonshire. So, first, just coming into this series, what were your expectations? You guys beat All for Waifu in the playoffs last year 2-0. You lost to them in the regular season 0-2. You two are really the two top veteran teams in Division C in terms of teams that are returning from last season. So, what did this game kind of mean to you coming into it, and what were your expectations?
If I'm being honest, I think we expected to win the series and not tie, but I wasn't surprised that we tied either, and I'm not necessarily disappointed that we tied. I think I think they've improved a lot, or at least in terms of changing their strategies that they kind of kept through the whole of Season 1, from what I've seen of the games they've ever played that you've streamed or someone's casted.
Yeah, that was something I noticed. I got a chance to cast All for Waifu before, and they definitely changed their drafts up. I mean, I think we patented the Speedcuber target ban with the Sylvanas. And that was kind of like a meme there for a bit, but it really did throw All for Waifu off their game, but they came back. And they came back strong this season, doing well so far. And I think you two are maybe seeing each other again. I hope so, frankly, because that was that Towers of Doom game was entertaining. But now let's take the Dragonshire. Let's go back to you guys try to push core. You get it to about 30%, but have to back off just due to some deaths. How do you kind of keep each other calm? How do you not tilt? Because keep in mind, the Dragon Knight's unstoppable now. That thing is chunking too.
Yeah, I don't think they realized that. They were trying to stun me a lot when I was in it, at least. We just sort of, I don't know. We don't really get tilted in games. I don't think at all. Maybe rarely in scrims and stuff like that. But in game, we were all just. I don't know, I don't remember any tilt at all. We kind of just, all right, they have 20, so we have to focus Nazebo and the Dragon Knight somehow we have to, I think Nazebo in that situation might even be a bigger threat than the Dragon Knight. So we kind of just let him walk into us. I wasn't worried at all, even though it seemed like a dire situation for us. I knew that coming back, we'd have, I think most, if not all of our alts, and that we could focus them if they walked into the core, and that's just what we did, I guess.
Yeah, well, it was a good defense, a really good play by McCrackazak on that ETC. When Nazebo went in, he blew all his cooldowns and was ice blocking, waiting for them to come back up. McCrackazak slid near him and was moshing. He may not have been targeting Nazebo, but the effect was done.
A Nazebo target.
It was definitely a Nazebo target, but the mosh was up and there was no chance to throw out more spiders. So really good job there.
Yes.
Heading into game number 2, so let's first start talking about where you'd started to turn it around. The game was going bad, and there was a couple, I think, misplays that when you go back you'll catch them. But as far as the team fighting, you guys, didn't really seem to have the team fight early. Someone would always get picked before the fight started. But once you got that 5v5, you guys were getting really positive trades there with the aggression. Kind of walk me through what your mentality is in attacking this Alarak Tyrael that can just turn around so hard.
Yeah, I guess that what the one fight bought is kind of where we took momentum back, albeit briefly, before we lost to the Sappers. I knew it was a 4v5, and we kind of thought about splitting, but I felt like losing those tower shots. I feel like on Towers of Doom, the shots don't matter until the last one.
Mm-hmm.
To the where momentum matters far more than shots. So,
well, you put that to the test tonight, at least.
Yeah. We just pushed. I think I saw that there were 4 there. I knew that Vala was going to get both of them, but we just called for the push to kill them. I think we had to, based on our team comp. There was no way we could get up to stop Vala anyways, and the only way we were going to win is through just getting as many forts and momentum as possible. Unfortunately, we miscalculated how many sappers they would have left pushing bot, which is
I think
by us, but
I think it was your bottom keep was already at about half health, and at that point in the game, that really only takes 2 sappers, and they got both camps. So I think when you go back, you'll see that maybe the safer. I understand what you were trying to do, because the boss was a lethal threat, and it was very clearly we're going to go bottom, get sappers, and the second you respond, we're going to try and go up and get boss with the holy ground.
Yeah.
So it was not a great situation. I think if you'll kind of go back and look at that and find ways to improve, but you guys have been playing pretty well. We've scrimmed you a few times. You continue to improve. Hope to see you keep doing it. I think you guys are one of the better teams in Division C, and hopefully I'll get to cast you guys again.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Nothing. Don't worry.
Oh, do you have any shout outs?
Yes. Shout outs to Voodoo for making our team logo.
I like it actually quite a bit.
Yeah, we didn't have one, and he just PM'd me a couple of really good logos. So yeah, thanks.
Here, let me get that logo up on the screen real quick.
Shoutouts to
look at that. It looks great.
Our subs, our faithful sub players, Ghost and Dexus, for being there, even when they're not necessarily needed. And shoutouts to the other team for making that a really fun game.
All right, and that,
the casters.
Oh, thank you
for casting.
Thank you. Well, with that, we will see you guys next time. Actually, you'll see me here in about 15 minutes as I'm casting. This is my 3rd game tonight coming up. So we will be back briefly for that. Thank you for watching. Just